Hello, lovely souls. This is the Lantern Path, and my name is MelKat, your spiritual ate. And in this episode, we are going to begin on stage 1 of our journey, which is discernment. This is the first stage of season 1, learning to see. And in this is also the beginning of our discernment series. So I like to call this particular stage, the discernment series, as the first gate. Because before we talk about dreams, before we talk about signs, before we talk about intuition, astrology, or spiritual experiences, we begin here with discernment. Discernment is the gate that teaches us how to pause before we believe, how to observe before we react, how to question before we conclude, how to ground before we basically decode. In this series, we will talk about what discernment really means, what discernment comes, or why discernment comes first, whether discernment is a gift or a skill, how discernment already works in ordinary life, and why input is not the same as truth. We will also explore the difference between intuition and anxiety, signs and projection, dreams and prophecy, messages and emotional heaviness. And by the end of this stage, we will return to one of the most important lessons of the Lantern Path, and that is going to be grounding first, decode later. So as we enter to the first gate, our question is simple. What am I actually looking at? I will repeat that again. What am I actually looking at? Because before we interpret anything, we must first learn how to see clearly. I will actually let that sink in. Again, before we interpret anything, we must first learn how to see clearly. So until then, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Your free will remains with you. Use it wisely. But if something unexpected or unexpectedly touches a quiet place inside of you, pause for a moment, reflect before you move forward, and always remember, ground first, decode later. Thank you, and I'll see you on the next episode. Love and light. Goodbye.